controversies in education into consulting gold. Well, I'm about to share strategies for how education consultants can transform these viral videos that we see each and every day into lucrative contracts. You can truly turn these into contracts if you know the strategies that you need to employ. And guess what? I'm about to spill the beans and let you know how. So, are you ready to seize the moment? Because right now, we have a viral controversy that is happening right now. You've all seen on TikTok, on Yahoo News, or all over the news about the guy who allowed the girls to unbraid his hair. And hey, strategy lady, we're talking about today how to turn these viral videos into contracts. I'm live streaming on YouTube and Instagram. So if you see me looking the other way, that's what I'm looking at. And if you see me kind of half in the screen on Instagram, that's because my phone is set up kind of odd. But don't worry about it. I'm about to give y'all all of the tea. So this is what I want us to talk about tonight. Okay, so we had the teacher, the middle school science teacher, I believe his name was Mr. Lee, and he allowed his female students to remove his braids in preparation for a hair appointment. Okay, so then he live streamed this. He gave the explanation that it was the last 10 minutes of class. And then he went to defend his actions as being community oriented and wholesome. We are not here to debate whether or not he was right or wrong, whether or not it was good or bad. Everybody has done think pieces on it. They've shared it on TikTok. They've shared it on Facebook. They've shared it on Instagram. All types of YouTube videos have been made about it. So you can go watch those for that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about how you can take moments like that and other moments similar to that and turn them into lucrative contracts for yourself. Because this is what it means, people. Y'all should be excited by stuff like this. You should be saying, oh, they need training around social media usage. They need training. That staff member, if one person did it in the building, it's the potential for other people to do it in the building. And then what about other school systems who didn't even think that that could happen? Now they realize that's a possibility. Guess what? We need to make them aware that there is training around social media usage. Getting someone inside the building to do the training is not the best option. You need someone who specializes in this. We use social media all the time. If you know that you are savvy in social media, this is a prime opportunity for you. We need that staff, along with staffs around the U.S., need professional boundaries training, because think about how many teachers, how many parents, how many non-parents defended him and his actions. Think about why it is a controversy. It is a controversy because people don't know whether he was right or wrong. Some people believe he was right in doing it. Some people believe he was wrong in doing it. What we do know is that he was hired. So that means that he violated some policies. He was outside of the code. A lot of us who are educators, we already know that as a teacher, you're supposed to teach bell to bell. We know that he was using school time to run social media. And so we have to think about the fact that there are a lot of new teachers in the school system who are 22, 23, 24 years old. And because we have these young teachers in the school system, we have to talk about some professional boundaries. We have to talk about and train them on what maintaining appropriate relationships with students looks like. And we also have to talk about the context of the viral incident like this. Now, this is what I want y'all to be clear about. When that principal found out that this was happening, he was blind, he or she was blindsided. So this is what likely happened. That video went viral. That teacher didn't think that it was going to go viral. And then Terry, who was the gatekeeper, parents were calling. She was not giving the call to the principal. That they started calling over to the superintendent's office. The superintendent took the call, found out what the problem was. They went and found the video. They went and talked to the HR people, and then they got their principal on the line. And then they went into crisis mode. They went into damage control. They went into we got to get this taken care of because this looks bad for the district. This looks bad for the school. This is all a bad situation that our teacher in our district is now viral. The teacher had a shirt on with the name of the school on it, all a bad move. And so we're going to talk about how we can turn these viral situations into contracts. Need for discussions around social media and in educators' lives, because they may have gotten trained 5 years ago, 8 years ago. Well, now in 2024, things look different. We didn't even have TikTok back then. We didn't have a lot of these other apps, OnlyFans and all of that. And so a lot of new stuff has been invented or innovated. And so now we need to update their training. We need to help them to understand that they need to provide guidelines on how to interact and what content is appropriate for sharing online. And so let me give you some examples of the types of PDs that we as ed consultants can pitch to these leaders throughout the United States, not just to that one school system or that one principal, because everybody has seen the video now. Don't you think that all of the administrators are now thinking to themselves, oh my goodness, I don't want this to happen to me. And it looks good to be able to say, as a response to this, we've now provided training for our entire staff. And even people who are not even in that district, now they're able to say, as a response to the viral video the video that went viral, we want to make sure that our staff understands our guidelines and how to use social media properly. If you're with me live, give me a hey, what's up, what's going on? If you are catching this in the replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know that you joined me, and let me know if this served you, because I'm gonna give you real strategies on what you need to do to close contracts on this viral moment. So let me give you some ideas around some of the PDs that you can pick. First of all, these staff members in all of the schools need PD around navigating professional boundaries. These are essential trainings that educators need. It can highlight, practical guidance on maintaining professionalism and the interactions with students. We know that he was calling his friends besties. They had his cell phone number. They were texting back and forth. That's a PD, guys. Mastering social media. A lot of the principals and superintendents, social media, the way 20 and 25-year-olds use social media, they don't even use social media the way 30 and 35-year-olds use it in most instances. So we need to help train them on leveraging social media for educational purposes and making sure that we provide valuable insights and techniques for them to be able to train the teachers in how to use it. Another good one would be cultural competence in the classroom. His goal was to create an inclusive learning environment, but he did it in the wrong way. So we need to talk about with the staff, because there were some cultural issues to that. Braiding hair, unbraiding hair, there are some cultural things to that. And so we need to talk about this, what it looks like to have a diverse and welcoming classroom. But we also need to give teachers a toolkit for navigating difficult conversations, because this teacher, is communicating daily with these students. And is it appropriate? Is it not appropriate? Did he know? Did he not know? But more importantly, I think we also need to explore some self-care secrets for educators, because he was trying to do too many things, which is why he had the students taking his hair down. He didn't have enough time because he hadn't used his time appropriately. Maybe he had overscheduled him, had too many irons in the fire, trying to be too many things to too many people. And so self-care and well-being are extremely important. So when you think about everything that happened in that viral video, the way he doubled down on what he believed should have happened, we need policy and procedure review. That is a PD, that is a training. That is not something that HR needs to do, because HR doesn't know how to use social media. HR doesn't know how they are using social media. That is something that a consultant needs to do. and it needs to be timely, it needs to be lively, it needs to be interesting. And so we need to highlight how, even if you are well intentioned, how things can be perceived differently by various stakeholders. You had people, so there's a huge outcry that he should not have been fired, while there's another huge outcry that he should have been fired. There is one set of things saying that he got permission from the parents, but then there are school guidelines where the parent can't give you permission in certain things. There's a lot of gray space there. Therefore, training is needed. And so let me tell you real quick. Hey, Ashley. Hey. Let me tell you real quick how you get these contracts. So I hope that I've made it clear to you why the PD would be needed, why the training would be appropriate. If you think about the principal of that building, he doesn't know where to get this training from. She doesn't know where to get this training from. The superintendent doesn't know where to get the training from. The other school districts in the neighborhoods don't know where to get this training from. You would send an email. Your subject line would be, one of your teachers will go viral. Are you prepared for one of your teachers to go viral? And that's the subject line. Your goal is to get them to open the email. They need to open the email. You're going to use the reference of this case to make them think about their school. You're going to ask them in the email. I'm sure you're aware of the viral video of Jaquan Lee or Jack Lee, Mr. Lee, whatever his first name is, and the incident in the school system. Do you know how many of your teachers are filming content in the classroom? Question mark. That's all you need to ask them. Guess what? Principals ain't got time to be following up and behind teachers on their TikTok. Do you know how many of your teachers are filming content in their classroom? That's all you got to ask them. Teachers need updated training with the new updated social media that is available. Then I would ask them, how many of the teachers in your school system, in your building, are under 30 years of age? The principal is going to begin to think, I do have some pretty young teachers. What we do in 2024 is not the same as what we did in 2020. It's not the same as what we did in 2015. And it's definitely not the same as what we did in 2004. We need to get them some updated training and make sure that they understand the guidelines and policies of the district and the implications for when they are in violation. The goal is to keep them out of violation. Well, think about it. A principal who's reading this email, that is the solution that they need. Then you're going to point out to them the benefits of this training. You are being proactive to protect your teachers. Did you hear that? You're letting them know these are the benefits of this training. You're being proactive to protect your teachers because you don't want your teachers to end up in this situation. You're being proactive to protect yourself because your school, you don't want your school to end up on the news or in a viral situation. Then you want to let them know another benefit. You want to provide extreme clarity around the guidelines and procedures of the building. And number 4, you want to make sure that they understand how to use the resources that are available to them. And then you give them a link to set up a call, 15 minutes, so that you all can talk about how in an engaging way that provides of what it is that they in a safe environment. No one wants to be scolded. No one wants to be punished. We want them to be able to have job security. Do you know that man was not prepared to be fired? He wasn't prepared to be fired. If he had known he was going to get fired, he wouldn't have did it. But then, we're not going to talk about the fact that these teachers are creating content in order to create additional income because they don't have enough money in them paychecks. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to stay focused on the topic. The question is, are you willing to send the emails? Are you willing to make the direct calls? Are you willing to make the pitch? All you have to do is do the thing. It's several of you all, many of you all who are very socially savvy. You understand how TikTok works. You understand all of the different platforms. And that's the thing. You don't just focus it on TikTok. You need to focus it on all social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, um, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, OnlyFans, all of the new ones they got. They got some new ones. I can't even think of the name of them, but they got a couple of new ones. So you need to bring in all of the different types of social media, educate them on how you can use it for content in the school. What are the guidelines to be able to use it for content? You can pull actual examples from social media. You can pull real TikToks to show them this will be an appropriate use of social media in the classroom. This is an inappropriate use of social media in the classroom. You don't have to make it up. People, the content is already there for you. You can watch the content where people were teaching class and videoing, and that's okay because it was just their face and you could hear the students in the background. And so you can show them what's appropriate and what's not. So there are ways that we can use viral sensation moments to create lucrative contracts for ourselves. The problem is you have to be willing to do the legwork. If I got to send a few emails and pull a list of schools that I'm gonna send it to, and I'm gonna make $3, $4, $5, $6,000 for 3-4 hours of work, even for 8 hours of work, think about how many hours you got to do that work in school in order to make that type of money. I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to pitch it. And a lot of it is automation. All you have to do is get your CRM, load the emails in, and send out an email blast to all of the people who you put into the CRM, your email system. It's about automation, people. I'm giving you the game. I'm giving you the tea. I'm giving you all of the gems. All you got to do is do it. And then to top all of this off, we got Chat GPT. What are we talking about? All we have to do is tell Chat GPT what it is we're trying to do, upload the video for Chat GPT to look at, or pull the transcript from Yahoo News of the viral moment, the printed text of it, the transcript of it, and Chat GPT will create the email for you. Chat GPT will create the campaign for you. All you have to do is think creative. We can make our own income. A lot of us are just too scared to do it. We're worried about what people are going to say. We're worried about, trust me, that principal is not going to be asking you, do you have a degree in social media? That is not what that principal is going to ask you. That principal is going to be saying, yeah, I didn't even think about that. When I said email, I would rather be proactive than reactive. Let me get them this training. One-off PDs still pay money. They pay good money. We get anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000 for a one-off PD. That's a lot of money for 2-3 hour work. I would recommend that this be either a 60-minute staff training PD or a 90-minute PD. I would not recommend it be a 3-hour PD. Once you go in, you do an amazing, real examples. I cannot say this enough. Y'all stop going in there doing all this talking. And listen here, my mastermind people, they get all of this. They get all of the goodness. I'm trying to get y'all the game. I'm trying to give it to you. Look here. Stop going in there doing all that talking. Go in there, say what your goals are, what you're there for, and then let the content do the talking. You don't even have to create the content. It's already created for you. It's on social media. It's on TikTok. It's on Instagram. Y'all know these folks putting out. What about the teachers who talk real bad about their students? What about that? Yeah, what about that? Y'all done seen that? Put in the comments what you done seen on social media that you felt was inappropriate. I was looking at one man, he talked about them kids like a dog. You a teacher. If I were a parent and I saw that video, I would be very upset. Those are some of the clips that I would send to principals. And I would ask him, are your teachers engaging in this behavior? Let's be proactive and make sure that you don't end up on the news. I would send him that clip of that viral moment. I would have an engaging subject line, and then I would have a thing for them to book a call. When I send a couple of follow-ups, now I'm going into phone calls. I'm letting the secretary, I want to him to not be on the 6 o'clock news this evening. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, come on, y'all got to get on we got to stop being scared to sell our services. We got to stop being scared to talk about what we do. And we got to be willing to go after these contracts. Now, I done gave you the tea. I done gave you gems. All you got to do is go out and do it. I don't know if anybody has any questions. If you got a question, put it in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer it for you, because I get contracts like when a school system announces that they just hired new principals and new assistant principals, and that's normally coming from the district level. Guess what? I'm sending an email to that superintendent to say, what type of mentoring do you have set up for these new leaders? I first congratulate them on the amazing hires that they've made. May you have much success this school year. You know, when you come in as a new principal or a new assistant principal, things move quickly. Wouldn't it be great if they had a one-to-one mentor or coach to support them? Let's set up a call so we can talk about how to make sure your new AEs are set up for success. Guess where I get that from? On LinkedIn, when they announce when there's an article in the newspaper, when they announce all of the new teachers. On their website, when they announce, all of the new principals, when they announce 4 new principals, I'm telling you, it's gold. It's gold. All you got to do is be willing to do it. So I hope this was helpful for you. I had to come live tonight to share that with you, because you got to operate in a good time also. You can't wait until next month to send these emails. You can't wait until calls. This has to happen now. He just got fired the other day. Today is just Tuesday. So you need to be sending those emails tomorrow. It doesn't take long. We got ChatGPT. So that means that we can have this done in as little as 5 minutes. And now you can talk into ChatGPT. So all you got to do is tell it what you're trying to do, cut and paste the transcript, and make it happen. I done gave you all of the tea, all of the game. Give me a like on YouTube. Leave me a comment. Let me